Morning Power Up call. It's good to have you guys here. And wait a second, I might have messed this one up completely. Let's take a quick look. 137, we are here. Looks like we're live. Okay, perfect. If you guys can hear me, put a one in the chat just to make sure. I just want to make sure the audio is working for you guys there on your end. This is a good opportunity for us to gather together today. Time's a little bit different. Location's the same though, which is not always the case. We're not always here in this location. Sometimes it's from a hotel room. Sometimes it's from some random Airbnb. But here we are today from the home base, from the main recording studio. And I'm going to get to share with you guys some key insights, some key thoughts that are going to help you go through the program more quickly, more efficiently, and help you earn money faster. And honestly, and especially today's call, help you become something more than you were before. That's the goal of these calls. A lot of people look at the course and they come in like, okay, I'm learning, I'm getting this course when I join the real world. And that's really only a tiny part of it. Sure, there's a course. Yeah, I'm always adding content. I'm always adding new lessons, teaching new techniques. I'm giving you guys new and improved outreach methods. I'm giving you guys new tools you can use. Constantly I'm dropping new things in there. But one of the other parts of the program, and for me personally, one of my favorite parts are these calls. You get the opportunity to join together once a day. Unless I'm on an airplane, but once a day we gather together and we get to pause and focus on important insights, on important ideas, on things that are going to help you live a better life. And we absorb these ideas and we focus our mind and our energy on that path. This is a powerful call. There's a reason it's the first thing on the daily checklist. I'm going to add a new element to the daily checklist, or I'm going to edit the first element on the daily checklist. Not only is it going to be watch a morning power up, but I want you to also check announcements, because I can't tell you how many times I've been in the chats and someone will come on there and be like, hey, I've been struggling with this issue. I'm working on solving it. I don't really know how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And they'll ask a question. It's a good question. And it's the only problem with the question is it's a question that I answered months ago by creating a whole course or a whole video series or a full training or something like that. And they just missed it because they didn't check announcements. So that's going to be one of the new daily checklist ideas, is going to be step one, check announcements and watch the morning power up. That's going to be step one for everybody, because I want you guys to not have to struggle with problems that have already been solved, right? We already have a cure for most of the problems you guys are facing. And if you haven't gone and checked out courses lately, I want you to do so. If you haven't checked out the new things I've added and talked about instead of announcements, you need to, because if you're struggling with a solved problem, that's kind of funny. It's better to struggle on better problems. Problems are going to get you paid more than solving a solved problem. I really wanted to redesign and invent for myself the gas combustion engine. Bro, just use the technology already and improve upon it. So that's the housekeeping out of the way. Today I want to talk about the question that will change your life. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it a million times until you guys truly understand what I'm talking about. And that is, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask. Now, as the professor, I spend a lot of time answering questions inside this program. I have an entire channel. Every day, at least once sometime during the 24-hour period of a day, I will sit down and I will answer every single question posted in the Ask Professor Andrew channel, right? And some of the channel questions are really good, and some of the questions aren't that great. But a lot of people are asking, I notice, especially when people are new, they ask really vague, open-ended questions, or they ask questions that aren't really that valuable, right? And I've noticed that one of the great things that happens as you go through the program, and one of the prerequisites for you to actually start earning money, is to improve the quality of your thinking by improving the types of questions that you ask yourself each day. Now, if you ask a poor question, you're going to get a poor answer. You ask a good question, you're going to get a good answer. A lot of times, it's not how smart you actually are. It's what question you are asking and working on solving, right? There are some brilliant people that all they do is play video games, and they ask themselves, how can I beat this level? How can I get the highest score? I don't even know what video game. How do I win this tournament? I don't know what video games guys do, but they ask themselves questions about video games, and they get a lot of really good answers about video games. The only problem is video games aren't improving their life beyond a certain basic level. So there are other people who ask better questions, like you guys have. How can I earn financial freedom? What skills do I have to learn? How can I improve that? How can I land clients? And they ask themselves better questions, and they get better answers. They find their way into the real world. They start learning new, profitable, marketable skills, and they start improving their life. Now, the way you ask a question will vastly improve the outcome you get. And if you haven't guessed already, right now, at any given moment, I'm not talking about one specific question. I'm not going to give you a word for word question that is going to be the one question that's going to change your life. I'm instead going to give you guys an idea that at this moment, there are questions you can ask yourself, perhaps one question, but there certainly are questions that you could ask yourself right now that if you ask yourself that question, the answer will help you change your life. It will be the question that will actually provide the opportunity for you to change your life, right? So I'm going to be talking about the importance of asking yourself questions and also how to ask yourself better questions, because it's not just enough to sit there and be like, how am I going to make money today? How am I going to get rich? Like, those are not bad questions, but you can ask yourself more, generally speaking, the more specific a question is, the more powerful that question is. I get a lot of questions like in the channel. People ask me, hey, do you have any tips on HSO emails? And I pause and I laugh and I say, yeah, the general advice that I give on HSOs in the boot camp, right? Like, if someone just has general questions about it, I give general advice inside of the boot camp. But if you have a specific question, like, how do I set up my hooks so that I guarantee that they're going to read this story? Or how do I select the right story to achieve this outcome? If you ask me a question like that, I can give you a specific answer. But if you ask for just general tips, you're going to get general tips back. And general tips are very marginally helpful for you. It's better to ask specific questions about your specific problem. But the problem is, if you want to ask good questions and get good answers, you have to invest some brain calories up front to decide what your question actually is. If you can do this, if you can analyze your situation, identify the true roadblock that you're facing. Gee, where have I heard that before? I wonder why Andrew was teaching us about finding roadblocks. Here's one of the benefits. Not only do you help other people find their roadblocks, but you'll be able to identify your roadblocks. The one thing that you need to change to get the results you want. If you can identify that one resistance point, the one roadblock that's keeping you back, and can ask the right question about how to solve that specific roadblock, maybe you'll find the right answer. Maybe someone in your legion will give you the right answer. Maybe I'll give you the right answer. But if you never ask the question about the right roadblock, most likely you'll never get the right answer, right? It's up to you as an individual to use your perspicacity, pay attention to your situation, identify what your limiting factors are. What is the one thing that is slowing me down? Is it my outreach? Is it the compliment? Is it my quality of my writing? Is it the scarcity that I put in my word? What is the one limiting factor? It's this thing. Okay, this is it. How do I improve this one single thing? I've tried these 3 things. I feel like I should try this thing. Is that the correct way? There's a reason that inside of the channel, inside the boot camp, one of the first things you learn how to do is ask questions correctly. And the people that ask questions that way, they get better answers from me. They get better answers from themselves, and they make money a lot faster. If you fail to invest energy into coming up with the right questions, you're never going to make as much money or be as competitive as the man who can find the right question and then find the right answer. It doesn't matter how smart you are in this world. It doesn't really honestly matter what your IQ is, right? There are people who are super hyper geniuses who are broke as a joke, fat, weak, and lonely. Being raw intelligence means basically nothing in this world. It's all what you can direct your time and energy into solving. If you can direct it into your time and energy into solving the right things, for many of you, which means getting strong as possible, getting wealthy, getting strong, getting smart, getting conversational, getting emotionally intelligent, conversationally intelligent, becoming fluent and interesting. If you put your time and energy into solving those things, you're going to have a wonderful life. Now, once you understand what you need to focus on, then it's up to you to come up with the right questions. If you can do that, if you can identify the right questions, I will sit here and I will answer them all day long. I will answer the questions forever in order to help you find the right answer so that you can move forward with your life. That's what I'm here to do. I do these calls. I put out the content that I do. I give the help and advice and the guidance I do inside of the channel because I want you all to overcome the roadblocks that have kept you from getting the life that you want. You all want to be a different person than who you are now. You want to be a better version of who you are now. You want to improve yourself. You want to land clients. You want to make money. You want to develop skills. You want to earn financial freedom. You want to live free of the normal constraints so that you can live a happy, positive, rewarding life with those that you love and care for. And I'm here to help you do that. I'm here to answer your questions. The better questions you ask along that journey, the better I'll be able to help you and the faster you'll get there. Take some time, invest some time and energy to ask better questions. If you ask dumb questions, that's okay. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes a question is good. Sometimes it's bad. It doesn't really matter. But if you put time and energy into asking better questions, I will give you better answers and you will make more money faster. So that being said, this has been a fun call. It's been a slightly different time than normal. I don't think I've ever done one at this particular moment in time. So it's fun that we did the call this time. Glad you guys were able to be here. If you're watching the replay, glad you can watch the replay. It's been a good call. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow at our normal time. It's been a good call. Take care. Go ask better questions. It's been a great day.